Yeah, just doing a few shutdown restarts with the diesel heater in that position, the heat shooting upwards, and I want to mount that in the Alu-Cab. Should have put the light on, but I want to mount that beside the door here in the upright position there, so right behind there. But I've got to mount it in such a way that I get the exhaust out without burning anything. I got the plate, which is used when you put it around wood, but what I shall do, I'll just mark this up on the back panel here of the Alu-Cab. I shall just drill all these out and then I'll just bolt it directly to that panel. That will give me a good seal then with the rubber around here, make it waterproof and smoke proof. Alright, that's got them through, all the holes is done. I'll just give it a little deburr. Exhaust, that's going to be cold air. This will all go behind the molly plate, hopefully. The exhaust will obviously have to come through. Now, if I can get the fuel pump behind here and put a fuel tank on there. This is the one I'm looking at. It's 210 mil long, and 210 will come from just off of there to just about there. So it should just fit on there. What I'm going to do, when the diesel heater comes, you've got studs that you can put in, and then they put nuts on them. I've just found some small bolts which I'm going to use with a bigger head. That will come from the outside. And the other thing I'm going to do, although this has got a rubber gasket and should seal everything, I've got some gasket goo, hot stuff for like head gaskets, and I'm just going to put a little bit of that around all the holes. So I'll whack the thing on anyway. Right, so next thing I guess would be have a look about getting the fuel in there. Let's have a look at that. Well, I've got the fuel pump mounted, bolted through from the inside in there. I've got this fuel line. Most people say replace this. I have got some different stuff coming, but I might give this a go for now. The only thing I am going to do is cover it in this, I don't know what you call it, conduit, whatever, just to give it a bit of protection and make it black so I can't see it. And it'll protect it when it goes through this plate there as well. Okay, so that's done. And then I will have this one, I'll have a filter on it, and then that'll come outside and come to the outside fuel tank. I'll bring wires through this hole, which will come in here as well, and then that will power the pump. So that will use that hole, and then the other holes I've got there, I will just put rivets back in there with a bit of Sikaflex or something. So okay, next bit. So this is a loom, it's pretty simple. You got a black and a red, which are your power ones, which will be inside. It's fused as well. Now this is the one that goes to the fuel pump. So basically I've got to cut that off, and then I don't know if I have to extend it, but I need to cut it off to get it to come through the hole there on the bottom. And the rest of it, that one just plugs into the heater, and that's it. Job done. And then you've got a control unit, which I will probably mount that. Maybe just mount it straight on the actual unit itself. Comes with a remote control. It could be mounted anywhere. I don't know. The actual wire to go through that hole is going to be long enough, so I just pushed on the tab, lifted the tab up, so I can't get focus. basically just got them out. Wasn't that hard? Okay, so got that clipped on now. Going back through here, and then all I gotta do now is just push those wires back into this block, and that part will be done. Starting to put it back together now. What I've decided to do, I don't know what it is, the baffle balancer, whatever it is, does something with the air, so it gets the right amount of air. It's very noisy without it. That probably just going to cable tie on the outside there, facing down, so it doesn't fill up with water. The exhaust I'm going to leave like that, and then fit it when I'm using it. So I've just bent up this piece. I've got a silencer coming for the end of it, but that'll basically just go on like so, because when the tire comes around, I still might have to think of some sort of deflection. I don't want to burn this, but that's going to be that part of it, and then that can live inside. And then what we did do was found a cork which will go in the hole and bung that, stop anything from going in there, dust and all that sort of stuff. Not that it matter too much, that's exhaust anyway. But alright, that's all mounted up. This is cable tied on. Just gonna notch, or I have notched this out to go around the cable there. I'm just blanking this one off for the minute until I get the tank. So I'm just going to put the cover back on. Okay, this is all the hard line, and again down here it's going to be a filter that's going in behind, and then I'm going to bring another hard line out, and here's the little tiny tank that I've got. So let's get on with it, finish it off. Alright, just to show you what's going on, that one's gone through on a bit of conduit. I'll show you on the inside. So it comes down from the heater to the pump, from there through the filter, and then through into the bottom of there. So I think that'll work fine. I might just stick a bit of sponge or a rag down the bottom just in case there is ever any drips. I'd rather try and keep it in there than seep through anything and go inside the cabin. So I'll get that screwed up and then we'll fire it up. One thing before I do put this back on, I'm going to pull off a bit of this pipe and leave it inside, and maybe a couple of Jubilee clips, the little hose clamp clips, and anything else I can think of that I might need. I'll just leave it in here and bolt it in there so it's there in emergencies if I ever need it. I've just got it all on. It's just tacked in there for the moment. I'm just going to try and bleed it all through. You can just see it starting to come, but I think that's more out of the pump than what was left in the pump than what's coming from there. So I might have to start it a few times. Anyway, there you go. We'll see. I'll come back when she's running. Just to show you the setup, what clearance I've got. Seems to be plenty of clearance there. I haven't had any issues. And there with the fuel tank, made sure it didn't touch the tire or anything like that. Well, there she is. She's all fired up and running. I've got the silencer on the end now. We have actually been away one night and used it. Everything was sweet. Here it is on the inside. All I've done is put this flexi hose on, and because I haven't got this small panel in, I can either have this facing down here or facing up the top. You only need it on sort of one. Let's turn it down. Let's see what temperature we got. It was about 13 degrees in here just now. It's only been on a couple of minutes. I was 19 already. This sticky tape, if you're wondering, because of the exhaust, I put a cork in there. I did forget to pull the cork out once, so I'll put this on here just to remind me to pull that out. So, getting old. But yeah, no, it works well. Might have to quieten down that ticking at some point. You can probably just hear it. Might need to put a little bit more soundproofing in there, mount it slightly different, but it's pretty quiet. Okay, job done. All good. Thanks for watching.